Well, this is Rock Hard Caucus episode 97. I'm about to put my friends Evan and Stella through hell for the next hour and a half. I don't know. We're returning to the well of campaign ads. It's been over 2 years since we've done an episode like this. So, what do you guys remember about this from last time? How did you feel?
Disgusted, nauseous.
I fucking loved it. I am really looking forward to this. I had so much fun last time. These ads are so bad. In fact, one might say they're offensive.
Yeah, I do have an old one pulled up first just to get us started with something fun. We are, of course, recording video this time around because we know how to do that now. The previous campaign ads episode was audio only, so you missed out on a lot of cool visuals.
Excellent production values.
Yeah. All that PAC money going to good use.
Yeah. But this time around, if you are watching on the Rock Hard Caucus YouTube channel, you can watch the ads with us instead of just listening. Well, this is an ad from the 2020 election, so this is old shit, but it's one of our favorites from last time, and I'll just let it play.
Being a cop these days is hard enough, so it doesn't help when liberals like Teresa Greenfield call us racist.
Greenfield says there's systemic racism in Iowa
Hell
law
yeah,
enforcement.
Clell.
That's offensive.
That's
Just to impress the Washington liberals funding her campaign, she attacked police and called us racist
Teresa
This was the ad that
Greenfield
sunk her.
lied about Iowa law enforcement.
to raise campaign money.
That tells you all you need to know.
Teresa Greenfield, too liberal for Iowa.
I'm Joni Ernst, and I approve this message.
There's our boy Clell. That's offensive. One of our
So yeah, the ad worked.
favorite sound bites
Good
ever.
job.
Yeah. Teresa lost because she offended the law enforcement community.
Yeah. I really don't like, so in that ad, if you're just listening to the podcast, one of the police officers that is in the ad is like aggressively walking towards you for the whole thing. It just makes my whole body like seize up in fear. Like, is your body cam on, sir?
You've never been arrested, Stella? Is that
No, never. But I do carry my pocket constitution with me everywhere, just in case.
That's a good idea. You gotta know those rights.
There's one important phrase you need to remember. Am I being detained?
Yeah.
I do not consent to searches.
So I didn't really decide what order to go through stuff. We've got all the races here in a document. Is there anything in particular that you're interested in that you want to start off with?
No, I've completely checked out. I have not paid any attention to politics for the past several months. I have other things going on in my life for once, so I'm excited to see what is going on in the world of Iowa campaign ads.
Yeah, well, maybe let's start with Stella and I's congressional district. We've got Christina Bohannon up against Marionette Miller Meeks, the incumbent, who barely won last time and seems like
By
she's
6 votes.
Yeah.
Being Stella's mom.
Yep.
Oh, Rita Hart.
It seems like she's going to be fine this time. I don't know. I don't want to call that exactly, but I think the Republicans are going to do well in this midterm.
Well, they redistricted that. Didn't they redraw the district for that?
They did.
Oh.
I don't know how different it really is. But yeah, I think it is a little more favorable to Miller Meeks than it was last time.
Is it?
I think so.
God, before she got elected in this last round by 6 votes, she was such a ever-present loser. Like, how many elections did she lose before she finally won
at
by
least
like
2?
the slimmest margin?
Yeah, I think like 3 maybe.
Yeah.
She was running when Obama ran
Yeah.
for president. So, I mean, she's an ophthalmologist, but did she really see the writing on the wall?
It just shows the value of hard work and perseverance, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the little engine that could.
Well, since we're
you can do
talking
it
about
too.
her, yeah. Since we're talking about
You're
her,
out there, you can win Iowa's 2nd congressional district too if you give it like 20 years.
Let's start with the Triple M ads. So I'm pulling these from her Twitter because she's not uploading them to YouTube for whatever reason. So here's the first ad that she ran.
My Iowa story begins right here, over 3 decades ago. A residency at the university brought me to the state I'll forever call home. Iowans are caring, helping people. As a doctor, what more could I want? We're hardworking families who come together for good. That's what makes Iowa and America great. I'm Dr. Marionette Miller Meeks. You deserve someone in Congress who knows your life and fights your fight. That's what I do, and that's why I approve this message.
Yeah, good job keeping it generic. No, political extremism. None of the.
Not really any politics at all.
No.
She's an interesting one because she seemed like she was very like middle of the road Republican, and like considering she was running in like Iowa City.
Right.
But she's definitely. I don't know. I've seen a bunch of stuff with her doing like crazy campaign events and stuff with like QAnon people. I don't know the specifics, but it seems like she's gone like super far into. Well, I mean, I guess it's a whole party, really, but
Yeah.
She's embraced the Trump wing.
She was one of the more fired up ones when Natalie and I went to that Trump rally.
Oh yeah.
Do you know? So I actually didn't realize she wasn't a native Iowan. Do you both know where she's from originally? I just looked it up.
Oh, I don't know.
No idea.
Leftist Paradise, California.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Really?
What the
Where?
fuck?
Where in California though?
Some place called Herlawn.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes. If you haven't heard of it, it's probably like a right wing, super
Oh my
right
God,
wing place.
It's not even a town or a city or a county. It's a census designated place.
One of
Oh,
those.
yeah.
Not even an area, a designated place. This next one is not an ad, but it's just an interesting video that I took from her Twitter.
Something you'll never see in an Iowa football game. Forward passing.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Oh my gosh. That is absolutely.
Do they know what a tailgate is? They're all indoors.
Oh man, I love that like built for tough music
Yeah.
as Grassley like wiggles his noodly octogenarian arms. Oh my gosh.
You know, if Chuck Grassley took like one sip of beer, he would instantly fall asleep.
I don't know if you noticed,
Oh my
but
gosh.
Rick Scott was in that video from Florida.
So that's what I was. That's why I said, because he looked like fucking Mike Franklin.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like, how did Mike Franklin get in this ad?
This ad and the previous Triple M ad, she must have someone that is just a graphic design powerhouse on her team, because the first ad started with a view from space, and then
She rented like a satellite for that, I think.
Yeah.
and drills down to Iowa City.
Yeah.
And then this one, started with a incredible video of a football.
Rocket powered football.
Yeah. I think she got like a former Pixar animator for that.
Yeah.
This one's called Hard Work. This is a real ad.
I was 16 years old when I left home, and 18 when I enlisted in the Army. That's how I worked through college. And to get through medical school, I took the night shift as a nurse. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm Marionette Miller Meeks. Congress is full of show-offs who just shout at each other on cable TV. That's not me. I believe in working hard and getting things done. I'd be honored to have your support. That's why I approved this message.
Iowans fucking love hard
Oh
work.
yeah, she's got this in the bag. She's a doctor. She used to be in the army. Like, you don't have to focus on any specifics or anything really, other than those two things.
Yeah, nothing about politics at all. Just like, this is me. This one, she goes on the offensive a little bit, though.
That's offensive.
Before I went to law school, I was an engineer. I was a civil environmental engineer and worked with the Department of Environmental Protection in Florida. I'm an environmental engineer and a law professor. I was an environmental engineer before I went to law school.
Oh, engineering intern.
Oh, right,
my
the
gosh.
National Republican Congressional Campaign Committee or whatever they're called. They ran that one. That was not from the campaign itself.
Everyone inflates their resume a little bit.
Come on.
Right. Yeah, I forgot that's also like a very visual ad. So if you're just listening, basically the whole ad is just that Christina Bohannon lied about being an engineer when she was actually an engineering intern.
Does she have an engineering degree?
I don't know. I don't know much about her background either, but
yeah, I have not investigated her at all.
Yeah, I don't think that lying to get a job is something to look down upon at all. Like,
no, honestly, good for her. Everyone does and should. Let's see here.
She does have a bachelor's of science degree in environmental engineering, so
it's good enough for
University of Florida.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, so she is an engineer. She has an engineering degree, right?
Yeah, right.
But I don't know how they do it in Florida.
She also has a JD. So, I mean, I don't think she's really, like, unqualified.
She's a glorified intern.
Like, I'm pretty sure she's plenty well qualified to be representative at this point.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about Bohannon now, let's look at her first ad.
I'm Christina Bohannon, and I grew up in a trailer just like this. When my dad got sick, they canceled his health insurance, forcing us to choose between paying for his medicine and everything else. No one should have to make that choice. We gotta take on the drug companies, let Medicare negotiate for lower drug prices, and cap the price of insulin. I'm Christina Bohannon, and I approve this message because we've got to fight for what's right.
I think that's a good ad. I think it's I don't know if I lived in that trailer park, if I'd be like, what are they doing outside
That's
my
what
home?
I was thinking, yeah. I grew up in a trailer like this one. Not this one.
Not this one.
Yeah, she actually says things that she wants to do.
Yeah, 3 very popular proposals. Can't really complain too much, even as angry, pissed off leftists.
We'll find something.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Number 2 from Christina
I'm waiting
Bohannon.
for the Axne ads.
Oh, those are definitely the worst ones, yeah.
My heart is pounding.
Prices keep going up, and my opponent won't do anything about it. Maybe because she's too beholden to the big oil and drug companies. I'm Christina Bohannon, and here's what I'll do. Crack down on China's unfair trade practices, big oil companies gouging us at the pump, and corporations unfairly jacking up prices, and freeze the gas tax. I'm Christina Bohannon, and I approve this message because I'm fed up with price gougers profiting from our pain.
There's just some good graphic effects, too. I'm not a car person. Do you all know what kind of vehicle Marionette Miller Meeks sped off in?
No, I wasn't paying enough attention.
I don't. Well, you'll get 2 more
Alan.
chances to look at her driving away in that car.
Oh, nice.
She really likes that footage.
Yeah, driving away from Iowans who are suffering at the gas pump and in the grocery store from inflation in her fancy car.
Yeah.
Cracking down on China.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
She says she used the phrase crack down twice in that ad, cracking down on China and on price gougers. And she also does this motion with her hand a lot.
When she says jack up. Yep. I noticed that too. Jack up, crack down.
Jack up, crack down. In that order.
The Bohannon platform.
My friend Brian works hard to grow his crop and get a fair price. He doesn't have millions to throw around Washington. So politicians like Marionette Miller Meeks look out for corporate donors instead. I'm Christina Bohannon, and it's time we fix Congress. Stop politicians from insider trading of stocks. No more pay raises for politicians, and ban members of Congress from becoming lobbyists permanently. I'm Christina Bohannon, and I approve this message because I'll only work for you.
Again, 3 things that will probably never happen. Or if they do, they'll just have backdoor ways of getting around all of them.
Yeah.
All the rules.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the congressional salary is not where most of them get their money.
Yeah,
so
who gives a
that
fuck?
part doesn't matter, really. Yeah. All right, here is a really bad one.
I'm proud to have worked in law enforcement for over 20 years.
Oh,
it's about making sure that everybody in their community feels safe when they go to work and when they go to school. It's always about doing what's right. That's why I can't stand the false attacks against Christina Bohannon. They're flat out lies. We can trust Christina to make sure Iowa's police have the funding we need. Anyone who says different is just plain wrong. Christina will work with anyone to tackle violent crime head on. Christina Bohannon's got our back.
Really?
I'm Christina Bohannon, and
she will literally tackle you head on if you try to commit a violent crime. Back up!
Crack down the Xbox 360 game with the cyber cops or whatever. She can jump 500 feet in the air and just crash down on some guy in a car chase, just landing on his hood, destroying it.
Oh my God, is there anything more obnoxious than Democrats running on I love the cops more than anyone else kind of message? It's so gross.
Additional question: are there any Democrats who are not running that campaign now?
Yeah, for real.
Brad, of course, I have a personal vendetta with Brad Kunkel as he was texting with the county supervisor about our podcast.
Yeah.
They initially uploaded that ad to Christina Bohannon's YouTube with the title "Wrong" in all caps. But they changed the name of it after a few days for some reason.
When it comes to our rights and control of our own bodies, it's clear who is on the side of Iowa women, and it's not Marionette Miller Meeks. Marionette Miller Meeks thinks she should make our healthcare choices.
There's the car again.
She's in favor of a national ban on abortion. No exceptions for rape, incest, or life of the mother. Christina Bohannon thinks your reproductive rights belong to you. Full stop. This November, it's important to vote to protect our rights. It's important to vote for Christina Bohannon.
Yeah, I guess I should have warned you. You're going to hear the words rape and incest a lot in a lot of these ads.
I was thinking that. It seems I don't know how effective. It seems like anyone who's really going to be swayed by that messaging is already, pretty much on board. So I don't know. I guess there are some Republicans who are not, hardcore about the abortion stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Maybe.
Come on.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who have voted Republican specifically because they are a single issue voter on abortion sometimes. And,
yeah. Oh yeah, there are.
Yeah. I don't know who that.
Again, they're just trying to appeal to the small segment of people who are
yeah,
I think that we should fund the police, but also just the very stereotypical idea of a swing voter, which is, again, we've talked about on the podcast, are we even sure that those people really exist in any significant numbers? I don't know.
Something I really liked about the DeGier and Reynolds debate is that Deidre DeGier said something specifically when Kim Reynolds was so you believe, what do you believe in late-term abortion? Mm-hmm. And Deidre DeGier was I don't think my belief should have absolutely any place, or any politician should have any place in a person's medical decisions. I think that's a really good message. I think the fact that healthcare and abortion specifically have been politicized is so fucking disastrous for everyone.
Yeah. I agree, but it's also a message that's not new, there have been Democrats saying that for quite a while, and still here we are.
I just feel like I hear more often, like, I'll fight to protect your rights, and you can count on like Uncle Joe's gonna veto any kind of legislation. And I feel like people, I mean, the society that we live in, like, we have to. Abortion is so politicized; it has to be a topic of conversation. But can we like imagine a better world where it is not a political issue?
Yeah. I guess I just mean that there's like whatever pro-choice Republicans are probably like, is that even really going to sway them to vote? Because I know there's a lot of people who are like, I personally don't care if someone gets an abortion, but I'm not planning on getting one anytime soon, so I'm going to vote for tax cuts and,
totally.
whatever. Like, is that really going to be, it might be number one issue for a lot of Democrats, but how many Republicans is that really near the top of things that they care about? I don't know. It just seems, again, just going for that small sliver of people that you might be able to convince,
For real. So
slightly less red meat for the red meat crowd.
Pink meat.
This is like the third or fourth ad of Marionette speeding away in that car. So like
I think it's the third appearance. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't fixate on the car this time, but she's wearing like, do you remember that Simpsons episode where Marge gets a pink Chanel suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wearing that outfit.
Yes. Yep. The car is in this next one too.
Okay, cool.
This November, it's up to us. We get to decide whether we keep our rights or let politicians like Marionette Miller Meeks take our power. Whether we support Christina Bohannon and her fight for federal protection of reproductive rights, or Marionette Miller Meeks, who supports a federal abortion ban, a ban with no exceptions for the life of the mother, rape, or incest. This is our choice. Let's vote to keep our reproductive freedom. Let's vote for Christina Bohannon on November 8th.
More of the same, really.
I, for one, think we should vote to keep our rights.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
What a conundrum.
I think that's a preferable option, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more from the Bohannon campaign.
Marionette Miller Meeks is so extreme, she wants to outlaw all abortions nationwide. No exceptions for rape, incest, or to save a woman's life. If Miller Meeks had her way, doctors and nurses could be prosecuted.
I never imagined my daughter would grow up having fewer rights than I had. I'm fighting to protect our right to choose. When it comes to our bodies, women should be in charge, not Washington politicians. I'm Christina Bohannon, and I approve this message.
She's doing that arm thing again.
Yeah. I know Marionette Miller Meeks was talking about her being a doctor, and then this ad is talking about doctors being arrested or whatever. But like, what's the approval rating on doctors these days anyway? I mean, like, I don't know. It just came to mind.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think they got a little bump during the pandemic. I think people like, were kind of falling all over themselves to be like, we support our healthcare heroes. But
some people did.
Yeah, some people.
Do you remember when they like clapped for them daily in New York or something? I think that lasted like 2 weeks, and then everyone was like, fuck, this sucks.
Yeah, then coronavirus was everywhere else.
Yeah,
and it wasn't as heartwarming.
Something that stuck out to me in that last ad is that, so she's saying that Marionette Miller Meeks co-sponsored a nationwide abortion ban, which would include Iowa. It's like, yeah, it's nationwide.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good point.
Like, I guess the target audience for this ad is like so dumb they don't know.
That means you, dummy. The ban would affect you. You live in Iowa, in the nation.
Yeah. So she's not in favor of Iowa seceding from the union. Is what the ad is saying.
Yeah, if you think about it too much, you might come out on the other side of it. And then I have, so that's all the ads I have from the campaigns themselves, but I have a few attack ads produced by the Congressional Leadership Fund, PAC. And this is I don't know a lot about this organization, but they're conservative. and they did a lot of attack ads on Iowa Democrats. So here's some bad stuff about Christina Bohannon.
Christina Bohannon's priorities. Let's take a look. Bohannon gave money to a group that would abolish prisons and wants a world without police. She also has supported groups who want to defund the police. And Bohannon even voted against legislation to back the blue. Abolish prisons. Defund the police. Radical Christina Bohannon. Her priorities would make us less safe. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Well, Brad Kunkel disagrees. He
Right.
says,
Yeah. Could you go back to where at the bottom there's like, it was about the defunding the police. There was like text on the bottom that showed where that was sort of cited.
There are citations for organizations that we are familiar with.
Prairie Lands.
Yeah, she
Freedom
gave money to,
Fund.
let's see how really well, let's see.
There.
Prairie Lands Freedom Fund.
Yeah, Prairie Lands Freedom Fund. That's great.
Yeah. I might vote for her now. Cool. I'm glad she did that.
If only she wasn't running as with the fucking sheriff.
Yeah.
And then here we got the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
Oh, and National Bailout. Okay. All right. Well, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I guess she's the DEI faculty chair. Or maybe it's a joint statement with the DEI faculty chair. That's diversity, equity, and inclusion for anyone who does not know. Which is bad because this ad is pro-racism. And there we get a citation from Little Village.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I love the technique of naming a bill Back the Blue. That was the enhanced penalties for protesters bill, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are all like
anti-back the blue, so she doesn't back the blue.
No, she fronts the blue.
She's anti-back.
These all kind of run together, but I'm going to play all four of them.
A world without prisons? Criminals running free, ransacking our neighborhoods? Dismantle, defund, abolish the police? Does this sound like America to you? These are the radical views promoted by Christina Bohannon's allies. Bohannon's allies would make the chaos on our streets and fear in our home even worse. We cannot elect Christina Bohannon. Her priorities are radical and unsafe. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I wish.
Yeah.
A world without prisons?
Sounds like a
Sign
utopia.
me up, bro.
Yeah.
Seen this ad?
Christina will work with anyone to tackle violent crime.
Here's the truth about Christina Bohannon's record. She allied with those who want to abolish prisons, dismantle the police, and Bohannon even voted against legislation to back law enforcement. So when Christina Bohannon claims she will help keep you safe, you can't trust her. Christina Bohannon, too extreme for Iowa. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Gross.
That one had a shout out for Laura Burgess, Iowa City Council member.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the only good one in my estimation.
Yeah, friend of the pod.
One more from these guys.
Did you know there are groups out there so extreme they want to abolish prisons? Christina Bohannon does. She's even donated
She
to them,
knows they're out
funding
there.
their radical agenda.
She's aware
Their
of them.
radical ideas are dangerous. Defund our police. And Bohannon opposed funding for corrections officers, all while claiming that she will protect your family. We don't need Christina Bohannon's radical priorities in Congress. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Radical priorities.
I love like picturing the people who put together these ads and how they must just have like this library of music to pull from that's like nefarious,
Yeah.
tense,
The
like
stock music,
scary.
yeah.
Yeah. It's so good.
That one was cool because it featured a screenshot of a Prairie Lands Freedom Fund tweet, which I looked up and I found the tweet like last week or whenever I found that ad, and I seem to remember it did not have a lot of engagement. So it was like they dug up this tweet that like no one else saw.
Would you rather have a tweet you tweeted be in a attack ad or in like a positive ad?
Definitely an attack ad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
That's the kind of content we produce, is like controversial.
Yeah.
That's all I've got for House District 1, the Bohannon versus Miller Meeks race. Any predictions based on what you see in those ads?
Well, not really so much based on the ads, but I think Marionette Miller Meeks is going to be the horse to ride with.
Yeah.
We're going to ride with that horse. Yeah. I think, all my predictions last time were none of them came true. But I think it's Triple M's to lose. She's the incumbent.
Yeah.
It's just gross, like the police and prison-centric ads. Like, I feel like a lot of people, after the death of George Floyd and all the protests in 2020, like, are very aware of police brutality, and it's like this creepy correction now that there's ads Democrats are putting out that are like, we love the police, we fucking love them more than anyone.
Yeah.
And then the Republicans are just attacking them. That no,
you can't win. You cannot win. So can Christina Bohannon count on both of your votes?
No, I think honestly the Brad Kunkel advertisement is disqualifying from my vote. So that's -1 there.
Oh no.
I don't know. I'll make I don't want to vote for her, but I don't know. I'll probably write in Natalie.
She doesn't even live here. At least write in yourself.
Oh my god, I would never. Oh my god, Justin.
What else do I got here? You want to do the governor ads? I've got some fun ones in there.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start with Deidre DeGire's ads. I've got 3 from her. She was kind of late to the ad production, I assume, because her campaign has no money because they don't have any institutional support.
No institutional support.
Until that huge golden egg from Ope landed on her doorstep.
Yeah.
Or what was that Bleeding Heartland post? Or I think it might have been a tweet that was like, yeah, once Rob Sand raises enough money, he's going to like donate it all to the governor's campaign.
Oh my god.
I don't remember that.
Nah. I don't know about that.
He's making his own ads. I mean, we can get to that later, but
yeah.
His race does not seem very competitive, but
no.
We can talk about
but
that
I
more.
still get just as many ads or just as many emails asking for money from him as anyone else.
My predictions are bad, but I've never predicted anything that unlikely to happen.
I feel like he's just building up his war chest for another run. Like, I'm pretty positive that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
maybe
next
a run
time
as
there's
governor.
another shot for governor or Senate, maybe. I don't know. Who knows what he goes for? But obviously he's shooting higher than state auditor.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Okay, well, Deidre DeGire's first ad, it's called No.
No.
This is what Governor Reynolds tells Iowa kids when she tries to take money from public schools to give it to private schools.
No.
She supports letting states ban abortion, even in cases of rape and incest. She said no to protecting landowners from eminent domain and lower cost prescription drugs for seniors. I'm Deidre DeGire, and I'll be a governor who works with both parties, so Iowa can start saying yes again.
No.
That tuba line, just laying it down.
Yeah, I guess that ad is fun.
Yeah, it's definitely the cutest one that we've seen.
Think so.
I respect the casting choice of the guy saying no. Seems like he really committed to the role.
Oh yeah. What's my motivation? He's a method actor. He's like Daniel Day-Lewis to the shit out of that.
Listen, honey, for the next 2 weeks, I cannot say yes to anything. I have to get ready for this ad shoot. Okay, this next one is interesting. Do you know the name of Deidre DeGear's running mate for lieutenant governor?
Eric Van Lankner? Or something like that?
I think you added an extra N, but yes, that is almost his name. He has his own ad, which seems unnecessary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely seems unnecessary.
So here's the Eric Van Lanker ad.
Hi, my name is Eric Van Lanker, Clinton County Auditor, and I'm running for Lieutenant Governor of Iowa. I'm a proud public school kid, public school parent, and husband to a public school teacher. Some Republicans, led by Governor Reynolds, seem to have forgotten what public schools mean to Iowans. Their new voucher bill will take $55 million of our money away from our schools and give it to fancy private schools. That's why I'm running for Lieutenant Governor alongside Deidre DeGear for governor, because we have a choice this November. We can vote to save our schools or this.
Garbage day.
It's garbage day.
Garbage day.
That was a pretty good ad. I mean, it's pretty great to be like doing prop comedy. I need 2 bags with big dollar signs on it. Okay,
but
Gallagher.
why is he the one throwing the money away?
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
you get,
Yeah, a little
like
weird. Yeah.
Someone dressed up like Kim Reynolds or something.
Yeah, it's very economical, this ad, compared to the one we saw right before that, where it had a whole cast, multiple sets,
tuba bass, tuba,
budget for the tuba,
whole band,
music licensing, and that
the
one
most
is just
expensive.
That was only 2
instrument.
camera shots and a cast of 1. The candidate himself.
Yeah.
I could have done without ever knowing what he looked like. I think that was probably a misstep. And if Kim Reynolds lookalike would have been more effective.
Man, middle-aged white guys can't win. It's okay.
Eric, you're doing damage to the DeGear campaign by being visible. That's me.
Love
That's
your
mean.
message. Love your message, baby, but we got to think about the brand.
And then this is a new one that I think DeGear just put out today. And interestingly, this one is on YouTube. It's in 4K resolution. So this is like, whoa.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. See, they spent extra on that.
Yeah. They used fancy Ultra HD cameras to shoot it.
Yeah.
I think you can probably do that on like an iPhone, but...
Yeah, no, yeah. You definitely can.
Are you sick of politics? Enough to surprise the so-called experts? Show them Iowa doesn't want a governor who lets states outlaw abortion even in cases of rape or incest, or take millions from public schools and give it to private schools. I'm Deidre DeGear, and I couldn't be more different from Kim Reynolds. I'll work with both parties to create jobs, invest in schools, and stop the radical nonsense. I don't like politics, but I love Iowa.
Don't say you don't like politics.
Yeah.
That really rubs me the wrong way. What does that mean? You're running for governor.
I think we need to redefine what politics means. Because, yeah, people... I know what people mean when they say that, but, like, again, like, politics is literally, like,
Who do you think
collective
votes?
decision-making. Like...
People who fucking love politics vote. They're the only ones who give a fuck to show up at the polls. Like...
Especially in a midterm, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also, like, how necessary is it, you think, to be saying stuff like, I'll work with both parties? Like, still, to be saying stuff like that.
Not very necessary, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. You got, again, small sliver of people who are the stereotypical swing voters.
They all
They're
say
out
the
there.
same
I
thing.
know it. I
They're the
believe in them.
most important people in this entire state.
Clearly.
As
they're the most,
evidenced by these ads, yeah.
Most pandered to. I did like the phrase radical nonsense that she says near the end of that ad. I think that She's talking about us, I think, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
I do like the simplicity of it also. It's just a shot of her walking towards the camera out in the country.
Yeah.
Good
and she's a good
contrast
speaker.
with the first ad with all the different set pieces. All right, we got a lot of contrast now. Here are the Kim Reynolds ads. This is number 1 here.
Controversy in Washington.
Gridlock in Congress.
Announced another Biden spending plan. Washington could learn a thing or two from Iowa.
Governor Reynolds eliminates taxes on retirement income.
Bipartisan support to increase mental health services.
New protections for law enforcement.
Governor Reynolds kept schools open during COVID.
Here in Iowa, America still works.
Today's forecast, another beautiful day in Iowa.
I think that guy's truck had a cassette player in it.
That's a real Iowa farmer right there.
Yeah.
I hate so much that Kim Reynolds kept schools open during COVID is something that can be like included as a positive in her campaign ads. And there's no real like counter to it. Like she just gets to say that and it just is like a benefit to her campaign somehow.
Yeah. I mean, teachers died.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's pretty fucked up to brag about that with no, like, opposing message. I don't know. I know people are so sick of the pandemic, and I think even a lot of more, I don't know, just because, like, so many kids now are experiencing even worse mental health issues than they were before the pandemic, and things weren't great. Like, I feel like a lot of people can forget how bad the risk of dying from a deadly disease was, and are like likelier to say like, oh, we should have kept the schools open or something.
Yeah. I think we were saying that a while ago that like campaigning on COVID was not going to really work this cycle, even though I mean, I haven't really seen as much. I kind of expected there'd be more from the Democrats attacking Republicans on that. But again, I think you're right that it's like too far removed for most people now that they're not.
Yeah, I do remember talking about that a long time ago. Like, you know, in 2020, it seems like that would have been a slam dunk.
Yeah, for sure.
Things were so bad under Kim Reynolds during the height of the pandemic that it's like, there's no way. Like, she can't survive this. And
yep.
She's not only surviving it, it's a boon to her campaign, the way she handled COVID.
She was so fucking inept.
All right, the second one I would say is even worse. So here we go.
And defunding the police has to happen.
Watching the news, you wonder, has the rest of the country lost its mind? Attacks on police, open borders, paying people not to work. Aren't you glad you live in Iowa?
Governor Kim Reynolds.
Here we still have common sense. We kept businesses open and kids in school. We cut taxes and support our police. Because in Iowa, America still works.
Gotta love the weird racist thing of like,
yep,
Cori Bush. Like,
and then there's
I don't know
another...
if that's a great comparison to Deidre DeGier. And also, it seems, yeah, again, you're like using her as a stand-in. Another progressive black woman as like a stand-in to attack. I don't know. Something about that.
When they show the TV again, there's another black woman. I don't think it's Cori Bush, but there's another black woman on the TV. Yeah.
A third black woman?
Oh, God. Kim Reynolds. What a line read. You watch TV. Has everyone gone crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is...
Is it this part here? Oh, yeah. There is someone else. I'm not sure who that is.
And look, she only ate half her muffin. Can you trust someone who only eats half their muffin?
I mean, that does look like a mammoth muffin from Perkins. those are pretty big. So
Well,
I don't
she's
know
not-
if it's fair.
She's clearly not in a Perkins, though. Do you think she took
Yeah, that's right.
took a Mammoth Muffin to go and brought it into another store, like a local coffee shop?
Honestly, that's probably the only time I can really go to Perkins.
All right. Well, the ad we just saw, it features the image of two black women who are not Kim Reynolds' election opponent. In this next one, she does go a little bit more directly after DeGier.
Our officers know that in Iowa, they will receive the respect and support they deserve.
Those guys are falling asleep.
Every Republican, every Iowan stood for our police. Everyone except Deidre DeGier. She refused to stand up, insulting law enforcement, dishonoring their sacrifice. Liberal Deidre DeGier refused to stand for police. Can you imagine what she'd do as governor?
Honestly, one of the coolest things she's done.
Yeah, but then calling police work a sacrifice. It's a fucking job, bro. It's a fucking job.
You sit in the car
They're
most of the
sacrificing
time.
their out. Yeah, they're sitting in the car most of the time, number one. But they're also sacrificing hours for a wage, like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
they're
all
more
work
like me
is
than
sacrifice.
I thought. Huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh.
I mean, whether or not you think that she should have stood for the police, I think as Iowans can all agree, sitting is preferred.
Yeah, I can relate. I don't want to stand up either.
Yeah. I got this new butt cushion for my chair, and it's a real game changer. This is the second one I've ordered, maybe the third. This one I can tell it's like finally.
It says comfy life on mine.
Oh my god, do we have the same one?
Are you wearing a fucking come and go shirt?
I am, but I did not purchase it myself. It is a hand-me-down from another person. I'm sorry for displaying that on camera.
Evan, how long have you had your comfy life pillow?
Probably since the pandemic.
Yeah. That was the one I got, I think, before, and I got it during the pandemic too, and like it couldn't stand up to my ass. It just eventually was not comfortable anymore. It was not giving me a comfy life. Does it still work for you?
It does. I mean, I have like it's like a steel case little generic office chair, which is treated me well, but it does not have very much padding on it on the butt. So yeah, my life is comfy, you could say.
All right. Well, if that one ever fails on you, let me know if you want to know about this one, because it's like sitting on a cloud.
Okay. I'll hit you up.
This concludes the ass review segment.
We're not reviewing asses. We're reviewing what asses.
What the ass sits upon.
Right,
yeah,
the ass.
The review
ass
is from the ass.
Doing the review. Exactly. Yeah.
Honestly, our podcast is always just a bunch of asses reviewing stuff.
Yep.
Oh no.
It's both ways. We review asses and we are asses reviewing, and yeah, it's all sort of recursive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, I'm grateful that I don't really know what Deidre DeGier's position on police is. I mean, this is like kind of a lost cause campaign, so I haven't dug that deep into it. But
she talked a little bit about it during the governor's debate, if I can recall correctly.
I don't think I saw that part. I just saw like the last half or third of it.
I read Stella's tweets. I definitely didn't watch. I guess I'm not quite as checked out as I said I was.
I mean, so they show her back. Apparently after, she says that she was clapping for them. She just didn't stand up.
That's kind
of
like
that's why they just show her back.
Cowardly fence-sitting position to take, I mean, yeah, she probably wasn't trying to make a statement really with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm grateful that she hasn't been running ads, walking down the street with sheriffs. And I just cross my fingers that, it's not just because she doesn't have the money to do so, but that she actually doesn't want to run ads featuring police.
That's the thing. I know she would have been accused of like playing the race card or something, but the fact that if she were elected, she would be not only Iowa's first black woman governor, but the first one in the country. Like, I think that's so inspiring. I wish that was a message that had gotten out earlier. I mean, I'm sure people knew it. I only learned about it like just recently that we've never had another
did not
female
know
black
that.
governor.
I'm not like incredibly shocked, but it's a little surprising.
Yeah. I guess I don't know all the like statistics there, but we've had some black men as governors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's time for something a little more fun. If you thought DeGio's chances were low, well, this next candidate's chances are even lower. I've got some ads from Rick Stewart, the Libertarian candidate for governor.
Heck yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy.
So most of these ads so far have been 30 seconds long because they're cut to play on TV or like as interstitials in YouTube videos or whatever. For some reason, Rick's ads are 1 minute long. So you're getting double size ads from the Libertarian candidate because what he has to say is twice as important.
Let the free market sort it out.
Yeah, he's doing double ad buys. I mean, it's fine.
What the hell, Kim? Here I am in Illinois. I'm only a few miles from the Iowa border, and they've got legal cannabis. If I buy weed on this side of the bridge, I'm buying it from a crook. If I buy weed on that side of the bridge, I'm buying it from a reputable business person. Our laws today in Iowa put people into rape cages because they smoke marijuana.
Rape cages?
You're going to lose your college scholarship, you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your kids, you're going to lose everything because in Iowa, we think cannabis is a gateway drug. Well, gateway to what? How about Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, George Bush, his friend Bill Clinton, Joe Rogan used some too, I heard. It's a gateway drug.
Joe Rogan.
White House? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not a gateway to anything other than illegality. How come I can grow corn but I can't grow weed? They're both plants. There's a lot of weed over here. There's weed growing in the ditches. God put it there. True. Why do you think you're smarter than God, Kim? Farmer wants to grow corn, let him grow corn. Farmer wants to grow weed, let him grow weed. So when's the drug war going to end in Iowa, Kim? Easy answer.
Emojis?
The day I'm governor.
Oh my God, dude. This guy is spitting.
That's fucking sick. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's got a style that it really works. Rapid fire delivery.
No notes.
There's a
Do
bit
you
of
know more than God?
yeah. There's an edginess to it that you'd expect from a libertarian, referring to prison as rape cages. It's
that's fucked up.
A little much.
If we've learned anything, rape and incest are very unpopular issues among Iowa voters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my God, rape cages. Yeah, I've never heard that used to.
I mean, it's a very libertarian way to refer to prisons. I wonder if he supports getting rid of all prisons. I'm guessing no, but, you know.
Yeah, I wonder if we could drill down on that someday.
Yeah, maybe he could do another ad about how prisons are bad and expound on, you know, the rape cages thing.
Yeah, also, isn't that also, like, wouldn't it be more compelling to say Iowa incarcerates black people disproportionately than white people instead of, like, appealing to farmers should be able to grow weed? Like...
Yeah.
He's a libertarian, Stella. It's not about, you know, racial equality or equality. It's about making money.
Yeah. Freedoms.
The overall message, you know, pretty good anti-drug war, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The second ad is kind of similar. I'll let him speak for himself.
What the hell, Kim? Are you trying to kill our soldiers? Kim, I know you say you support the troops, and you do. You support sending them overseas to fight and die. But how about when they come home and they're sick and they have PTSD? There's 5,000 or 6,000 of them every year committing suicide, Kim. God put medicines on this planet for us to use. It's in the Bible. Why do you think you're smarter than God, Kim? Psychedelic assisted therapy, Kim. Remember those words. These medicines are completely natural, and they've been with us for thousands of years. Ayahuasca, psilocybin, peyote. They can save a veteran's life within 3 days at almost no expense. Kim, you stood up for medical freedom in Iowa, and I really appreciate that. But now you're not for our freedom to use the medical products that we do want to use. What are you waiting for? A couple more dead soldiers? Kim, our ancestors weren't stupid. They used these plants because they were safe and effective. So when are we going to get psychedelic-assisted therapy in Iowa, Kim? Easy answer. The day I'm governor.
am.
I'm Rick Stewart, and I approve this message.
Again. I don't know. He's coming in hot.
The best part of that one is when he says, Kim Reynolds stood up for medical freedom in Iowa, and he's a big fan of that.
What is that referring to even?
That.
It's vaccines is what he's talking about there.
Oh, duh.
Yeah,
of course.
He's a vaccine skeptic, to say the least. He's got some tweets about that.
Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Pro psychedelics, anti-vaccines. Got it. That's a type for sure. I'm pro both. That's I said I was a libertarian in the first episode, but I'm pro both of those things.
Yeah. Are you pro mandates, Evan?
Yeah, when it's like, yeah, in certain cases, for sure.
Don't you care
I'm not
about
really a libertarian?
Freedom?
No, I don't.
Do you think you're smarter than God, Evan?
I do not believe in God. So yes.
Wow.
Do you know what day you will? The day that Rick is governor.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I would like to believe.
All right, we got one more from Rick.
No, more.
This is a great field, isn't it? Wouldn't it be a shame if somebody ran a CO2 pipeline through it?
Oh,
what the
hell
hell, Kim?
yeah.
I just talked to an
Yes, it
Iowa
would.
farmer who said you want to put a pipeline through his private property using the state's power of eminent domain. Eminent domain is when the government comes in and says, that property, I know you own it, but we're going to take it away from you because we've got an even better idea than you do. Why would the state want to take this building, knock it over, build a parking lot just because what? The governor needs another place to park her car with a bottle of Black Velvet in the back? Should grandma lose her house because the government won't the wall? If you want to use my property, you're going to either have to pay me enough money or you're going to have to go around me. And if you can't go around, well, you might have to off. Governor Reynolds did some good things.
Oh
She
shit,
didn't lock
Rosie
you
the
in her
Riveter?
home, but now maybe she's going to lock you out of your home. You might wake up and not have a home. That's called eminent domain. When's the government going to stop taking people's private property? Easy answer, the day I'm governor.
And
I'm Rick Stewart, and I approve this message.
he's making an affirmative case that's, I don't know, it's pretty persuasive to me at least.
He's got the charisma. My favorite part was when he used the F word and then freedom
Yes.
bleeped over his face.
Yeah,
That
the
was
black
pretty
box over his mouth said
yeah.
freedom.
And he was wearing a ski mask at some point for some reason. Or is that him?
Yeah,
That's someone else.
I don't think it was him.
Someone else.
I didn't. Yeah, I never quite put together what that meant. It's like he's saying like the government is like stealing your property, your home. So I guess that's somebody like breaking into your house to to claim it as government property or something. Government's a bunch
Honestly,
of ski masked little burglars.
I bet Rick was like, okay, I know how we can save money. I have a ski mask. I'm ready to play this role. And his whole team was like, Rick, no, I think that would send the wrong message. But he has the ski mask ready to go. He's got the hog ties in that van.
Yeah, he's got the Photoshop of him as Rosie the Riveter for some reason.
Yeah, that trailer is wild. You can see it in Cedar Rapids at a lot of political events parked on the street nearby. I posed with it outside of a Bernie rally once.
I haven't lived in Cedar Rapids for almost a decade now, but I remember seeing his van driving through because he's been around for a long time.
Yeah,
on the libertarian scene, always about weed too. That was that's his pet issue, which of the libertarian issues to care about, that's a good one.
That's the best.
It's one of the good ones. They got some good ones. They have some really bad ones too.
He knows what to focus on with these ads. He's got the weed ad, the psychedelics ad, and the eminent domain ad. All pretty good positions. But he also keeps peppering in these things like praising Kim Reynolds for the way she handled the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched him, he was not invited to the debate, which is a real shame because I think he would have
been. I would have tuned in for that.
That would have been must-see TV. But I watched this KCCI or maybe, I'm sorry, it was a WHO interview with him and his running mate. And, for like the first 5 minutes that you listen to him speak, you're like, oh, I could get behind making drugs legal. Yeah. And then after a while, he just really goes off the deep end. And he starts talking about how we should have no or very limited licensure requirements for barbers. And so the journalist the journalist who was talking to him was like, well, why would I want to go to a barber that I don't know if they're, when you're licensed, you have these assumptions that a barber would clean their combs and their scissors and everything
the barber site isn't just blue Kool-Aid.
and he goes, well, we didn't always have these. Let's let the free market sort it out. If you get a bad haircut, you're not going to go back to that barber.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like priorities, I would say licensing barbers is probably one of the less important license requirements. Like, you're probably not going to die.
He probably wants to go back to when like barbers like would do bloodletting and
when they were doctors,
yeah, when they do like surgical stuff with leeches, that kind of thing. Why not?
Oh yeah,
you just won't go back.
I'd say we probably have time to cover like one more race. The congressional districts 2 and 3 are going to take us some time. I think we should save those for later. I do have one ad from the 4th district. We could listen to that. It's just a radio ad. Why don't we? Yeah.
We don't know who's running for that. The Lost Kingdom.
Yeah.
As we referred to it on our podcast.
Of course, Steve King, the king in exile. He's not coming back. The pretender, Randy Feenstra, is holding on to the seat formerly occupied by the king. And Ryan Melton is the Democrat running against him.
Ryan Melton. Okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of this man.
He clears one very important bar, which is that he follows me on Twitter.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So,
did JD Schulten follow you on Twitter?
He does too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. Again, this is a race that like the conclusion has already been determined, so I haven't looked too much into Ryan Melton's politics, but he seems like a decent enough guy. There was, I think, like an Iowa PBS interview thing he did where he mentioned like mean messages that he's gotten from people online, and he said that he was once called a potato cannibal. So that's what I remember about him. As you can imagine, not a lot of ads being run in this race because Feenstra is not bothering, and the Melton campaign does not have a lot of money. But I did get my hands on this radio ad that Ryan Melton is running up there.
I'm Ryan Melton, running for Congress. Unlike my opponent Randy Feenstra, I'll do what is right for Iowans. I reject corporate money and I'm not a party puppet while he brags about his $1 million war chest funded by corporations. My opponent votes with his corporate owners in mind while I'll defend your rights and freedoms, such as your reproductive rights, access to great public schools, and I'll help protect your land. My opponent pushes an abortion ban with no exceptions, tax breaks for the wealthy at our expense, and he's funded by corporations trying to take your land. I ask for your vote. This ad was paid for by Melton for Iowa.
Not a puppet. I'm a potato.
I feel like they might have benefited from like more than one take on that ad.
Yeah, but, this is a real shoestring campaign, it seems. So they're, he's doing what he can with what he has.
One take Melton. That's what they call him.
I did appreciate that he said Randy Feenstra supports an abortion ban with no exceptions. Didn't feel the need to repeat, rape and incest again. All right. Do you guys want to see the ads for the Attorney General race or the Treasurer race? And then we'll stop for tonight.
Oh man. I'm going to defer to Stella.
Me? I'm going to have to say dealer's choice, Justin. Which do you think?
Okay. Let's do Attorney General. So Tom Miller is the Democrat. He's the incumbent. He's been there for a really long time. I don't know exactly how long, but he is the longest serving state AG in the country, I think. I think he holds the record. He's an old man, and he's running a lot of ads on television, but none online, as far as I can tell. Like he's running like still images, text, Facebook ads kind of things, but I haven't seen any videos. But Stella, you have, I think, you've caught his ads on TV, right? Did you say that?
Yeah, there's so many, if you watch like local TV, there's so many political ads. I'm trying to remember.
Well, I've had one of the current Tom Miller ads described to me, and I found I found a similar ad from his 2010 campaign. So he's not running this ad right now, but he's running one similar to it.
Okay.
His number one priority, protect Iowans. Attorney General Tom Miller. 582 dangerous criminals sent to prison for life. Tom Miller. 84 sex predators and rapists kept in prison beyond their original terms, and he continues to lead the fight in the legislature for tougher laws on sex predators. Tom Miller. A mortgage hotline helping 12,000 Iowans struggling to keep their homes. Cracking down on crime, standing up for Iowans. Tom Miller, a tough crime fighter, a proven attorney general.
Yep, I did see the 2022 version of that ad. And it again says how many people he's prosecuted and how many of them are sex predators and rapists.
You love to see Democrats bragging about violating people's civil rights. I mean, that's just primo content. I kept them locked up longer than they were sentenced.
That's fucking crazy.
That's
yeah. The new one too. Let me see if I can find it. Who's Miller running against?
Brenna Bird.
Yeah. So the ad that's running today includes a little part about how I don't think she's ever prosecuted anyone or thrown anyone in prison or something like that. And
which
that's
is a
supposed
failure.
to be like, like that should disqualify her. You want someone who's really good at putting people in cages.
I've sentenced hundreds of people to life in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think he's updated the stats too so that it's like rapists and pedophiles specifically. I think pedophiles are really hot right now in terms of
for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if the ad that you saw is quite as like hardcore as this one.
I think it's a little worse.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I would have thought that.
Well, I guess things have changed since 2010.
Yeah, the difference between 2010 and now, I would think he might want to not be quite as hard. I don't know.
I don't know. I would see the opposite.
That's wild. 12 years later, and it's literally almost the exact same ad, except he talks about his opponent a little bit. Yeah.
They scratched out the old numbers, drew some new ones in. All right, so Brenna Bird, we mentioned, is his opponent. She was formerly, I believe, Steve King's chief of staff. I forget.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I forget what exactly her position was, but she definitely worked for Steve King in the past. So that gives you a good idea where she's coming from. And I've got 4 ads from her.
Brenna Bird, the toughest nails prosecutor criminals and liberals fear most.
Let's give him the bird.
As Attorney General, Brenna Bird will protect Iowa from Biden's extreme agenda.
Give him the bird.
Bird will defend the rule of law and fight Biden's immigration disaster.
Give him the bird.
Gotta give him the bird.
And Brenna Bird will stand with law enforcement and always back the blue.
Give them all the bird.
I'm Brenna Bird, and I'll give Joe Biden exactly what he deserves.
Oh my God.
That's a threat.
Joe Brandon.
Now that I am thinking about it, I think the Tom Miller ad said that she'd never prosecuted someone maybe in a federal court. So it sounds like she's probably put people in prison.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Is like, that Tom Miller ad is ridiculous because it's like absurd to think that any attorney general isn't going to prosecute pedophiles and rapists and like murderers. Like, I mean, are you telling me that Brenna Bird would not have
she just give him the bird
done these things? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been in office for 100 years, so that's what he has to go on. Is like, listen, I've actually done this job forever, so I know how it works. There won't be any sort of learning period where somebody tries to figure out how to throw someone in prison for life. You know, day one, I'll be throwing people in prison for life. There will be no slowdown.
Yeah.
The give him the bird thing is a really solid slogan. I gotta give her that.
What would you? So,
I mean, what is the Iowa Attorney General going to do to Joe Biden either?
I know.
Like, I mean, it's a decent ad, I guess, for her purposes, but like, it doesn't have anything to do with her actual job.
Yeah, but
or the job she's running for. I mean,
yeah. I mean, should it? Do you think most voters?
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Do they really think about like what's the Attorney General's job?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, or are they like, oh, she's the one who said give him the bird. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, ad number 2.
A convicted child molester, allowed free by Tom Miller because the man had a sex change. Miller claimed the predator was no longer a threat because he was no longer a man. Miller was wrong. What happened next? More victims, more tragedy. Liberal Tom Miller. After 40 years in office, he's making Iowa less safe.
Really had to emphasize the he pronouns.
She said he like so hard.
I know.
Yeah.
Every time.
I don't know a thing about the story that they're referring to there, but yeah, just.
I mean, I assume that there's some pretty intense exaggerations there. My guess would be that whatever gender thing is going on has very little to do with why they released that person.
Yeah.
That would be my guess, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, but the ad heavily implies otherwise, and that's the target audience is going to eat that up.
Oh, God.
The gender stuff.
Disgusting.
All right, now we resume the parade of cops.
Tom Miller's been Attorney General for more than 40 years.
When Cedar County needed Tom Miller, he wasn't there for us.
Thanks to Tom Miller, people accused of violent crimes just walked free.
Tom Miller, too liberal for too long.
It's a real short one. Just want to review the cop names here. Darby McLaren. Warren Wethington. This is a sheriff from the Old West, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Tim Wayne. Boring name. Regular name.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not all. Here's some more cops.
Brenna Bird will stand with law enforcement.
She backs the blue. Brenna Bird will put the criminals behind bars where they belong.
Brenna Bird
using
will
Darby.
back the blue.
Yeah,
Brenna
where's
Bird
Darby
will
again?
back the blue.
I'm a Democrat, but I support Brenna Bird because she always backs the blue.
I'm a Democrat and I back the red.
All right, there's more cops in that one, so let me just review their names as well. Greg Graver. Greg Graver. That one's a fun one to say
what's
fast.
a lot of alliteration here.
Yeah. Greg Graver.
Yeah.
Greg Graver,
whatever his name was.
Justin right over.
Did I miss one? Oh, no. Kevin Aestrope. I don't know. There's Darby again, of course.
Darby's back.
He's the star of these ads.
He's a recurring character.
He's the best at reading lines. Now this one, this cannot be a real name. Rich McNamee?
Not McNamee.
Your name can't be McNamee.
I think it's probably McNamee or something like that, but sorry to correct you. Rich
Sheriff
McName.
That's a fake name tag on his breast there.
Henry County. The county's got a better name than him. Registered Democrat.
He's a Democrat, yeah.
He should be run out of the party. No party discipline at all. My God.
Oh my God, can you be a police officer and a Democrat? those themes, they just seem like not in alignment at all.
It's a good thing that the congressional Democrats are running those ads with the sheriffs, just bragging about how much they love the cops. It really won this guy over, Marty Argenbright.
God, if I was a sheriff right now, I would feel like the belle of the ball. I feel all the candidates are courting me. They want me to be in their ads.
I would like to pull his voting record. just to see.
How many cops have we seen, and have they literally all been white men?
Yes,
they have, yes.
For sure. And we've seen plenty more cops than candidates, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's definitely true.
Probably conservative estimate, we've seen 15 cops.
Yeah, that's probably about right, yeah. And we'll see more next
sun
time.
Damaged.
So just a hint of things to come. I've still got ads from the Ashley Hinson, Liz Mathis race, Cindy Axne versus Zach Nunn, Chuck Grassley versus Admiral Mike Franklin. Oh, real exciting, the auditor and treasurer races.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Gotta save some candy for next time.
Yeah, it's almost Halloween.
And I've got a couple that are just sort of like random ones. But I think I've tortured you enough for one night.
No, actually, it was pretty enjoyable. I guess I might have misremembered the first one that I did as being bad. But I think, it was the same three of us, if I recall. And it was fun.
Yeah, I loved it. I'll put out an impassioned plea to our listeners. I saw a campaign ad on TV. I don't know who the candidate was, but basically, like, it's in a cornfield. There's a voice that says, if you tax it, they will come, or similar. And then guys who are IRS agents walk through the cornfield. The premise of the ad is that whoever they're running against wants to, like, fund the IRS so that they can hire more people. And that's bad for us. They'll tax us.
I know there was something about Grassley talking about, like, armed IRS agents not super long ago. It could be one of his, maybe.
Grassley ad.
No? Okay.
But I would love to be proven wrong. So if someone can find that ad, I saw it on TV in Des Moines. If it is somewhere, we can access it before our next episode.
Yeah.
It's a real treat.
If you have your VCR hooked up and you could tape any campaign ads you see, I would love to get my hands on those tapes. But that'll do it for now. This has been Rock Hard Caucus. Thanks for listening, and thank you, Stella and Evan, for joining me for this marathon viewing session.
Thank you for compiling them. That's a lot of work. A labor of love.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Labor of love. I think that's accurate. Justin loves it.
Yep.